You can see the floor in here. It's looks like a halfway decent floor until you get over here. Over here you can see I've ripped up some of the linoleum because it was soft there when I bought it back in January. You could tell it was a little soft. You know, you step on it and it just barely moved. But after about a month and a half of having it, 2 months, I could really start to tell. And this is really bad here. This is the worst part as far as softness. That's just crazy. But it's a little project, probably a big project, but I'll get it done and put down new flooring. Biggest concern here, I can see that it goes all the way to the wall, so it's probably going into the wall underneath the carpeting section there with the heat duct, and same thing with over here. It's going through this wall, which this just has drawers in it, so I'll have to figure out how to get the drawers out. I'm assuming you got to take the screws out of the back, and that'll let you get to it. Never taken them out before. Okay, so another day of working on the floor. I got quite a bit done the other day using the oscillating tool there to get underneath the thin wood and the linoleum floor here, and taking it up. You can see how wet it has gotten over the years, all the way back to right here, halfway down the refrigerator. You can see where it's wet. It's dry now. Finally got all the leakiness up. Unfortunately, it's underneath the cabinetry here, so I haven't totally figured out what I'm going to do. I tried to pull the drawers out. I got one out. There's a couple screws that go onto this block right here, and once you get that off, then there's another screw right here in the front that goes into the drawer, and it's also glued down a little bit. Feels like it's just like a silicone holding it down. So I got to do that to the other three. You can see how much movement there is in this floor. Well, you probably can't see it from the video. Let's see. I'll get right down there. You can see the little gap. If I stand on it, and you can see it opening up. Right here in front of my toe, I can see a crack. That looks like it's just a crack in the styrofoam. I'm not 100% sure yet. Yeah, looks like it's just a styrofoam cracked all along here. And this is the wood. Very, very thin wood that they used on this. It's like 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8. I have some 3/8 plywood, and when I compare it to what was there, it's pretty comparable. It's actually up above the linoleum right there, so I would say that what they used was 1/4 inch. But I'll see if I can use something a little thicker. Probably gonna have to. I'll be able to figure this out a little bit better once I get all of the wood that has been compromised up. I took the carpeting off of the baseboard over there, and probably gonna have to pull that baseboard out of there so that way I can run the new wood right underneath there and go all the way to the outside to where there's support again. There's not a lot of places that I see support so far. Obviously right here, see if I can get that, right here you can see where it crosses. So there's a support going up that way, another one coming down this way, and here's where it crosses. So that's what I got. Alright, I'm going to get back working on this, and I'll get some more video of this later once I get a little further along. Okay, well here's my latest surprise. Right along the side of the toilet, it's got a big hole. Hopefully you can see that, good enough light. The wood here, it was totally rotted, along with the styrofoam. There's nothing left of the styrofoam. Unless there wasn't styrofoam there and it was just wood. Could be that it was just a thicker piece of wood there. I don't know. But this side's okay. With the exception, I mean, the top layer of the wood is a little bit gone. But I was very surprised when I was over there and working on it a little, and it just fell apart. This is what came out of the hole. Alright, well, I'll get back to it. Well, I removed the toilet because it was so bad and it was so hard to get around to the back side to really get into there. And I'm glad I did, because the gasket where it meets the tank is in terrible condition. You can see it has a blowout right in the front there. It's just popped out. And then I don't know if you can see it or not with the camera, but I decided to just silicone it. Stick a little bead of silicone all the way around it. I don't know. Not a very good way to do it. But it's out. I just pulled it out, stuck it in the shower. You can see a little bit of rust around the ring at the bottom, so that might have a little bit of a leak there also. So I'm gonna rebuild it, get a kit. I'm sure they have something. Replace everything on it, whatever seals there are. Get it all replaced and cleaned up. Once I get the floor fixed, put it back in. I used a little bit of a piece of plywood in the center and a little bit of press and seal. I still got to take off that little boxed in piece. Get that off of there, because I need to go all the way to the outside edge with the plywood when I put it back in. Get the most support I can. So it was definitely leaking. I think that's why it's so bad on that outside edge. We'll see. But a little bit more to go in this room, then I can work over here, get the drawers out of here, and work on the floor underneath it. Then out in the hall, I'm backing up here to the bedroom. I'm going to have to bring the wood back. Let's see. I think the rail on this side, is all the way over here. So I'm going to bring it back to this side all the way out to the rail. That way I got good support on both sides. I'm thinking that'll work. We'll see.